We have so many people to thank for helping with our trip to Philadelphia. Please stay with us, the list is long. First, we want to thank God for watching over us and keeping us from harm, providing us with safe travels. We also want to thank our kids for blessing our meals each time. A huge thank you goes to Enid Public Schools for helping with funding, transportation, supporting our schools and programs, recognition, and mostly for allowing us to chase our dream of sharing our success with others around the world.
We also want to say thank you to ISTE for accepting our proposals and seeing the value in 2 exciting programs happening in Longfellow and Waller Middle Schools in Enid, Oklahoma. Thank you for providing a platform and network for us to share our programs, our kids, and our success with educators around the world. Thank you, Kitty Herbal, for printing us just one more countless poster. We really appreciate your dedication to helping us. Katie, for helping me with our awesome t-shirts. We got compliments on them all over Philly. We had a great EPS swag. Amber Fitzgerald, thank you so much for giving us the best PR there is, making goodie bags for our kids, getting us EPS pens and pencils to hand out, and so much more. We really appreciate your efforts.
Another thank you goes to Doug Stafford and Kristen Jones for going with us and helping us with the kids as well as supporting our sessions. It meant the world to us. The EPS Tech Department, who support us in all of our crazy ideas and share our vision for our schools and our students' future. Jeff Herbal, Mindy Hayes, Cody Atkinson, Mark Ray, Hillary Hindeleiter, Diana Hazlitt, Tyler Pearson, Kevin Skank, Joey and Mike, Adina Childs. Thank you to the EPS Business Office. They helped us without fail every single time we called with yet one more question.
We seriously couldn't have done it without Pam Schmidt's help and Pam Buckminster's help in those offices. Those ladies are wonderful, and it truly is a beautiful day. The Waller teachers who sponsor the WMS Maker Clubs, they give their time, money, and hearts to the kids at Waller every day. The Longfellow teachers who are all doing wonderful things at our site to support that media club as well. Pam, again, you are priceless. Pam Schmidt, you're priceless to us, and we wouldn't have made it through without you. Your hard work, your smiles and support, and your hugs, we truly love you. Pam Buckminster and your whole staff, Carl White, thank you so very much for your timeless energy in helping make sure that we've dotted our I's and crossed our T's. Our donors for this trip would never have happened without you. Thank you for sponsoring 12 kids from Enid, Oklahoma to have an experience that will never be forgotten. Becky Croker from the Ambucks to the Kiwanis, Benny's Barn, and so many more. Viv Bunch. We just can't even name them all right now, but there are just so many sponsors that have helped make this trip a possibility.
Our parents who helped in so many ways. They helped us with fundraisers, they were at meetings, they packed our kids, chaperoned on the trip. Our chaperones were Kay Chatterjee, Jim and Marcy Jarrett, Heather Barnett. Thank you for allowing your wonderful kids to go with us. All of our kids' parents, we appreciate you so much. Our next thanks goes to our 12 Rockstar kids who made us all so proud during our trip. Tyler, Patrick, Ricardo, Hunter, JC, Faith, Peyton, Chris, Carol, Mason, Darren, and McKenna. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Another big thank you goes to our amazing administrators who are always leading, teaching, and mentoring their teachers and students. Scott Fitzgerald, Rob Mills, Adam Beauchamp, and Donna Reynolds.
Another big thank you goes to all of our friendly and helpful, welcoming people that we met in Philadelphia. They truly exhibited the motto of brotherly love. We made many new friends everywhere we visited.
Many hours of planning and organizing went into making this trip happen. I know that in the moment of seeing our kids passionately sharing what they've learned through the programs at Enid Public Schools, Sharing their knowledge with educators around the world, it was all worth it.
Hello, my name is Mindy Hayes, and I'm a very new member to the EPS team as an instructional technology specialist. I have to say what an honor and a privilege it was to say that I was from Enid and that those were our kids presenting. I'm coming from the Dallas area where I was also an instructional technology specialist, and I've been to many technology conferences before, including ISTE. The students from Enid Public Schools did an outstanding job sharing with educators around the world about what they have done in the realm of technology at their schools. Kevin Skank and I were talking and sharing with educators, and as we visited and questions were asked, we were proudly able to point people to our students' poster sessions as solutions to their technology needs. What an incredible opportunity for the students at Waller and Longfellow to be the leaders in educational technology. Students were very well prepared, confident, and purposeful in their delivery. I can't think of a better experience to teach our students real-world skills of speaking, presenting, and being prepared, all of this to adults. I hope other students will be given the same opportunity as I see it providing the skills and the beliefs about themselves that we want our students to have.
Getting to take my Longfellow students to ISTE to present was absolutely amazing and ranks in one of my top experiences as an educator. I absolutely loved it. And more than anything, I loved my students' sense of confidence. I loved that they are now prepared to be the future's makers. They're now prepared to be future speakers. The world is open for them, and they have seen the world through the eyes of technology and what technology has to offer them. I'm so proud of the work that they put in. I'm so proud of their commitment to follow this project through. And more than anything, I know that they are proud of themselves. And nothing that I can do can replace that feeling. So those are the days that it makes me happy that I'm an educator, happy that I'm a librarian, because I know that this experience has made a difference in their lives.
ISTE was a great experience for me. Probably my favorite thing was the way that our kids and the people that made it all possible, Ashley Weidman, Christian Ashcraft, all the principals and administrators, the way they represented Enid Public Schools from Longfellow to Waller, and how they lit up and just showed them that what we have to offer in education in Oklahoma, specifically in Enid, that was probably my favorite thing. Secondly, just being able to see all the support for education around the world that was at ISTE and how big it was, and that people care about education that much. And then thirdly was obviously just being in Philadelphia and the experience of the history and all the food that was there. Because you know I like food, but I would have to say that the hard work that both Waller and Longfellow put into ISTE was probably my favorite thing.
What I loved most about my ISTE experience was that so many people came to our presentation to see what we were about and what we did. I loved telling them the details about our media club, and I also really enjoyed the expo hall. There were so many innovative things to do and experience, too many to count.
My favorite part about going to ISTE was probably getting to tell the people about what we do and how we do it. I think that was really a fun part of it. And also I like the big room with all the major retailer kind of things. That was really fun. Those are my two favorite parts. But if I had to pick one, it'd probably be the telling people what we do and how we do it. Just because they were so interested, so yeah.
I had a fun time at ISTE. The best parts at ISTE was meeting new people, especially from other countries. Also, since it was in Philadelphia, we got to experience a lot of historical sites like the signing house for the Declaration of Independence, and Betsy Ross's house where the flags were made. That was my best parts at ISTE.
It was amazing to see our students sharing their knowledge and passion with education professionals from around the world. Participants were eager to visit our booth and were impressed not just with our quality program, but mostly with our incredible students and instructors. The way the students represented their school, their district, and their community was nothing short of awesome. We are so grateful to Enid residents for making this trip possible. It was an experience our students will never forget.
I was very impressed with both Waller and Longfellow students and how they didn't shy away from the crowd when they came up inquiring about their project. They were very engaging and very knowledgeable. It was very mature. What a great group of kids to represent Enid Public Schools. This is Kevin Skank with the Information Technology Department.
My biggest takeaway from the ISTE conference wasn't the gadgetry and latest tech gizmos on display, rather the talent and character of the Enid Public School students and teachers I accompanied. With over 20,000 educators from 7,000 school districts representing all 50 states and numerous countries, I was impressed with our students' ability to shine and showcase their knowledge and talent. They introduced themselves, spoke eloquently, and looked their audience in the eye. I was very proud to be representing Enid Public Schools. This is Doug Stafford.
It's hard for me to pick just one takeaway from this trip. One of my favorite takeaways was seeing our students explain their programs to people all over the city. It started as soon as we got to Will Rogers Airport in Oklahoma City. When strangers would see them in their t-shirts, they would of course ask, "What does that mean? What is ISTE? What are you doing? What is Waller Middle School Maker Clubs?" And our kids jumped in every single time and explained with passion about their programs. And they just fell right into, they were just almost professionals. I was so proud to see them, whether they were in the airport, whether they were on the airplane, whether they were in the bus or the subway, even in the hot tub. They were explaining what we were doing and what Enid is all about and what's happening in Enid at their middle school. It was amazing to watch their self-confidence grow every single time they explained it, and they were not only proud of Enid and not only proud of their school, but they were proud of themselves, and that was an incredible thing to watch and witness. And they learned so many life lessons while we were on this trip. To me, as an educator, that's the most exciting thing to watch with this age group, is them just gaining skills that they're going to be able to keep for the rest of their lives. And I was fortunate enough to see a lot of that happen during this time.
One of my favorite memories from ISTE had to be when we were walking around the streets from our historic places from one to another, such as Benjamin Franklin's grave to the Mint, because it gave us time to interact with the other kids that we don't normally get to interact with, and it makes us spend time with our friends, which we can do more than in school.
My favorite part of the trip was getting to present and meeting a whole bunch of new people from all over the world and the country.
I think my favorite thing was probably searching and going through the Expo Center. I mean, Microsoft certified, that's pretty amazing. And just going through the Expo Center and seeing Microsoft and smart technologies and everything, it's pretty great.
This is Adam Beauchamp, and I want to share some takeaways from the 2015 ISTE conference. First off, it was great to see our kids put in all the time preparing for the conference, the teamwork and the camaraderie, not just amongst our group at Waller, but how they worked and interacted with the other students at Longfellow. While we were in Philadelphia, we were able to see some of the historical sites and get to experience the beginning of our country, and it was great to have our kids be able to interact with that. The culmination was definitely the presentation, the interaction with our kids and all of the leaders from an international group at this conference, and just how well our kids spoke, for over 2 hours. They were connected and hooked up with individuals from all across the country and all across the world, and how many of those educators and leaders came up to us and complimented our kids on how well they did. And then that evening, as we sat down as a group and just reflected over the whole trip and how cool it was to see our kids and hear them share about how this wasn't, that this wasn't the finish, that this was a start. And they just talked about all the things that they were going to do in the future, at Enid High School and in their own lives personally. So that was a great experience as well.
Thank you again to everybody who contributed to this. It truly was amazing. We wish you could have seen them. It was an absolutely priceless moment. Way to go, kids. We're super proud of you.